I have a question for you guys. Would you say that you are kinky? Finally, we get to see a somewhat high priority episode. Although the animator list is not that stacked, it's still definitely the best action episode this season. Maybe in terms of raw animation power, episode 7 was probably stronger, but in my opinion, this is the best action episode so far. And finally, Gozo is storyboarding an action-oriented episode alongside with Tepe Okuda as episode director. The amount of movements that was very fluid. It's not just Daniel Kim's cut. The majority of the episode was filled with great character acting, and I love Gojo's body language and his expressions. Also, this episode has really great AD work. Some of the corrections are amazing thanks to Soto Yamazaki, Saika Koiso, Yosuke Yajima, and Yuriko Nakanishi. Of course, Goso's storyboards are amazing. Every shot is filled with creative and interesting angles. This also changed the perspective of Hanami where she's standing on the wall. Just unique. Anyways, let's get to the analysis. What? Let's go to the analysis. I like how they put this in the beginning about people's thoughts on Gojo with the film grain and the aspect ratio. Kind of like illusion that, it is recorded on a phone or something. Really love how some of these shots were framed. After everyone said but, it cuts out and then we get to hear Itadori saying what everyone was about to say, that Gojo is the strongest. But then we cut to Gojo, who seems to be struggling. Really nice way to hype us up for the episode. Also, big up to Yuichi Nakamura. He's been killing it with Gojo's voice. I wonder what the people's POV look like where Gojo is just talking and fighting with nobody. This cut too, I don't know which is CG or not. I'm guessing the train tracks are 3D but the stone floor is 2D. I do think this sequence they should have emphasized more on Jogo's punch than cut to this, but it's still okay, and I love this mirrors that they use to make the punch more faster. The shot is great, the corrections are amazing too. The amount of line work shading in this particular cut is spectacular, and the perspective is very complex. Looks a bit sexual though. The shot where the camera chases Hanami and you see the crowd pass by, really nice. I think the crowd is CG, that's why they kind of blurred the crowd to make it less obvious. Also love the CG usage so far in season 2. It really mixed well. I do think the CG department has improved in Mappa, and probably because director Goso probably helped too with his vision. It's not the dog shit CG from season 1. So yeah, probably the highlight of the episode, Daniel Kim's cut. I actually don't know how he's doing this. Did he use CG to map out the movements? I don't know. He's probably just talented. And it's also 1 minute. As I said in the beginning, the change of angles here is very nice. Daniel Kim's style is like the combination of Kiro's floaty animation and Vincent's realistic character acting. Just the way of Gojo throwing Jogo's was so great. The character acting and body language really makes this scene more impactful. Like this cut where Gojo tore off Hanami's horns or roots, whatever you call it. The subtle detail, Gojo changing his hand position to pull off the horns, and the volume of character acting is out of this world. And with the amount of movements this sequence had, the drawings are still very consistent and strong at the same time. The action boards are also great. It's Goso, what are you expecting? Most of the time too, it keeps moving. Bit of melting here, but I'm just nitpicking. Love the effects here. It's Isuta Meister, so the effects, shading, and fabric are going to be great. A bit of dimming and ghosting. I know the whole Crunchyroll ghosting part where they have the actual non-ghosted version. I'm not gonna really participate in that. Yes, I want the unghosted part, but I know it comes to a shock to you guys. I don't watch anime in Crunchyroll. I watched it legally. Again, the character acting and how unsettling Gojo looks really sets the vibe. You can really feel the weight of Gojo's cursed energy by Jogo and Hanami's expression, and how distorted Jogo and Hanami looked sometimes. Then Hanami dies. Love how the light flickered when Hanami exploded. Great directing. And Jogo realizing that Gojo is not the main protagonist. Gojo is not as caring like Itadori. He will sacrifice some people to save a lot more people. The drawings, I'm gonna keep saying it, it looks great. This Mahjong, wait.
Mahjong.
Okay, I got that right. This Mahjong game probably had some deeper meaning to it, but I'm too dumb to notice, so fuck you. Great character acting again. The scared expression that Jogo has. Some of the layout by Van Oba for his sequence is very nice. Goso storyboards also help too. This rotating shot is amazing. The hand-drawn characters was complemented well with this CG background. Too bad it was ghosted and dimmed, but it's not that bad. Oh my god, is that Naruto Uzumaki? This girl morphing was very creepy and unsettling. This scene sets the tone really well. Everyone was happy that the train came, but Gojo was worried. I do think some of the stuff looked okay. A lot of freeze frame. I actually like how they blur the CG crowds so it's not obvious it's CG. The split screen was great. The blood effects too was great. Love how they set the scene up for Gojo's domain expansion. The build up, the slow-mo and Mahito and everyone else think they read Gojo that he's not as fragile like Itadori, but they still understand that Gojo will make some sacrifices to exercise Mahito and the others, but he still activates his domain expansion for 0.2 seconds because he doesn't want to kill the civilians. This Gojo close-up was very clean. Also, everyone's faces of what happened, everyone's just shocked like, what the fuck? Almost 2 minutes of Kaito Tomioka. Kaito's just embodying his main animator role. The speed, his expression and hair really emphasize how fast Gojo is moving. The blood effects are spectacular, heads just flying everywhere. I love how playful the blood are moving and the heads too, like this cut. Also amazing storyboard work. It's chaotic but you can still follow it. Background animation that pops up sometimes are great. The POV shot with the crowd and you can see Gojo just decapitating the curses. The part where Gojo turns around was clean. I love my eye flares. And the part where Gojo was flipping around was my favorite part of the sequence, then followed up with the eye flare too. And the speed was conveyed very nicely. Then we see Gojo being exhausted with some nice corrections by Sayaka Koiso. The creepy and unsettling vibe was really well done. I mean, if I see that cube thing, I would come. Also, the rotating shot was nice. That shit is creepy. And the shock on Gojo's face realizing that Geto is still alive. The music was also good for this scene. The directing and storyboards were great too. The quick flashback for this shot too. The perspective was conveyed very well. I wouldn't be surprised if this was like a manga cover or something. Also, a side note, the Gojo spoiler on Twitter was well timed with this episode. I forgot what it was. I think it goes like, I start the morning with fresh hate. I'm not a manga reader, so don't spoil me. And yes, I saw the spoiler. The reveal of the fake Geto. I'll be honest to you guys, for a while before season 2 aired, I thought Geto didn't die in the movie. So yeah, I am retarded. Love the framing of some of the cut, and finally Yuto is mentioned in the series. From what I've heard, I think Yuta has the most amount of curse energy. Of course, without Rika, he's a bit weaker, but he's still probably strong. And now Gojo is sealed. Probably. And that's it. We're nearing to the hype moments in the Shibuya incident arc, I think. And now that Gojo is out of the picture, we get to see some other characters popping off. Hopefully Miwa has some. Hopefully moving forward, we get to see some of the standout animators from season 1. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a like. Comment down below what your thoughts about the episode. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you guys next time.